warm up here. I think we've got a couple more people joining us, but they can just join in when they get here. So nice big step side to side, big arm circles, going backwards to start with your arm circles. So for those of you who are new, format of class is always the same, about a 5-minute warm up, and then we'll do a 12-minute full body HIIT circuit. That 12 minutes will include 6 exercises. We do each exercise for 30 seconds with a 10-second break. So we go through all 6 exercises 3 times. Let's reverse up, get our arms going forward with a nice big round to your back, stretching into your back here. So we'll do 2 full body 12-minute HIIT circuits, then 8 minutes of core, and then we'll finish up the last 10 to 15 minutes, whatever we have time for, with some yoga. So we're gonna come down into a high plank on our mats here. I want you to step 1 foot forward up by the hand. We're gonna raise ourselves up in a low lunge, come back down, same thing on the other side. Arms up, maybe a little bend to that back. If you're feeling it, if you're not quite warmed up enough for that, that's fine. Keep on going side to side. 1 more each side, and then instead of a reach to the sky, we're gonna do a twist in the direction of our front leg. So my right foot's coming forward. I'm gonna come up and twist to the right. Back down, left foot forward, twist to the left. 1 more each side. Now we're gonna come up to standing. 3 air squats. There we go. I don't know if you guys lost me or not, but I think we're all back. So keep going with your 3 air squats to a front kick. So for 3 squats, front kick. Picking up the pace a little on our squats. We're not having to get super low here. 1 more each side. Now we're going to take our arms up over our head or behind our heads, alternating knee to elbow. Picking up the pace here. We should be starting to feel warm. Make sure you're breathing. Ten seconds left here, and then we're going to take it into 15 seconds of high knees, alternating with 15 seconds of back kickers. So here we go. Getting our knees up nice and high. You can always just do a march if you want to take out the impact. This is the last exercise of our warm-up. And butt kickers. Kicking your bum in the back with your heel. Nice fast feet. And back to our high knees. Pumping those arms. And butt kickers. My mat always travels with me when I do this. Last few seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and demo our first round of 6 exercises. Either copy along with me or maintain a march or a boxer shuffle. Anything to keep your warm up. I don't want you guys cooling down while I do these demos. So our first exercise is a frog squat jump or a ground to sky jump. We're gonna have our feet nice and wide. We're gonna squat low so we can touch the floor, keeping upright. We're not caving over to touch the floor. We're getting low in our squat to touch the floor. So we're gonna touch the floor, jump, touch the sky. And we're gonna do what's called prisoner walk-ups. So we're gonna be kneeling on our mat, hands behind our head. Okay, there we go. Every time somebody joins, for some reason, it's kicking me out of my Zoom here. So, okay, we'll power through. So, prisoner walk-ups. We're gonna start with our hands behind our head in a kneeling position. We're gonna step up with our right foot, staying in a squat the whole time, coming back down, stepping up with the other leg, and back down. So we're staying nice and low the whole time. And we're gonna come either onto your toes or your knees or into a push-up position. You're gonna slowly lower yourself all the way to the floor, extend your arms overhead, come back to a push-up position, and press yourself back up. You can see somebody sending me a message here. I feel like we're having a lot of technical difficulties. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Every time somebody is joining, it keeps cutting out on me. Okay, hopefully we can keep going now. So our belly push-ups, lowering ourselves all the way to the floor, reaching overhead, coming back, and pressing ourselves back up, either from your knees or your toes. Then we're gonna do a high knee run. So it's a run in place, pumping your arms as fast as you can, getting your knees high. Not quite as high as when we just do high knees, but more of just a run in place, pumping your arms as fast as you can. Then we're gonna come facing forward. We're gonna do a squat, lifting one leg up, lifting from your knees so you get your thigh nice and parallel to the floor, hinging for a side kick, back down into a squat, other side. Alternating side to side, squat and a kick. And then our last one is called a back widow. So we're gonna, this is for our back, we're gonna come laying on our mat, elbows pressing down into the floor. We're going to push away to raise our upper body off the mat and come back down. So we're not pressing with our feet at all. It's all coming from our upper back. You can also do this one against a wall if it's too challenging on the floor. So you can go against the wall, feet are about a foot apart, and pressing your elbows into the wall to press your body away from the wall. So those are our 6 exercises. We're gonna start with our frog jump squats. So get yourself set up, squatting low to touch the floor, jumping up, arms up to the ceiling, on the buzzer here. Here we go, so touching the floor, jumping up. Jumping nice and high, remembering to keep your chest upright so you're not caving over at the waist to touch the floor. You're squatting low. 10 seconds left. You can take out the jump anytime you need to, and just do floor to sky squats or frog squats. Good, into our prisoner walk-ups. So on your mat, arms behind your head. Sweating already, we just got started. So we're gonna step up with one foot, staying in a squat, back down, stepping up with the other foot, and back down. Take these at your own pace, just making sure you're staying low. We're not coming all the way up to standing. We're staying nice and low in our squat. 10 seconds left. Making sure alternating which foot is leading with each rep. Good, so into our belly push-ups. Push-up position, lowering all the way to the floor, reaching your arms overhead, and back up to push-up. So lower slowly all the way down, good position, extend arms overhead, and back up. Good form on your push-ups here. Getting up from the bottom of a push-up is the hardest part about a push-up. So this forces you to take all momentum out of your push-up. Do these from your knees. Good. Into our high knee runs. I have to open a window here, I'm already sweating. Facing forward, really pumping your arms. Like a sprint on the spot. Not getting our knees quite as high as when we're just doing high knees, but still getting them up there. Halfway done, 15 seconds left. Stationary sprint, we could call this. Keep it going, 5 seconds. Then we're going to our squat with a side kick. Coming to face forward. Remembering as we lift that leg up for a side kick, we're leading from the knee, so we get our thigh nice and parallel to the floor before we hinge into our kick. Looking in the direction of your kick. Really using that outer hip to get that leg high. Good, 15 seconds left. And then into our back widow. So either on the mat or back against a wall. Driving away from the floor with our elbows. Okay, so try this on the floor, and if it's too challenging, you can always get up on the wall. Knees are bent, elbows pressing down into the floor. Driving away from the floor, using your back to press your body up. It's not a big movement. Trying not to use your abs. You're not driving in through your feet. All that weight is being driven right through your elbows into the floor. Last exercise of the circuit, and we'll start from the top. You can always do these off the wall. Okay, come on up. We're doing our frog jump squats. Grab a drink if you need to. Gonna get going in 1 second here. Touching the floor, touching the ceiling. Good. Remember, you can take out the jump if you need to. 10 seconds left here. Then we're going into our prisoner walk-ups. Last few seconds, keep it going, keep that jump going if you can. Good, arms behind your head, down in a kneeling position. Remember, we're staying low every time we come up. Keeping your chest high, stay low, switching legs each time. Good. Keeping your chest high, avoid this, and stay low. Hopefully the feed is working a bit better for you guys now. I don't know why I was doing that every time someone joined. It would kick me out for some reason. Into our belly push-up, either from your toes to your knees. Lowering all the way to the floor, extending your arms overhead. Here we go. Good, solid push-up, all the way to the floor. Extending your arms, and back up. Making sure we have that slight tilt under of your pelvis. Anytime you're in a plank or push-up position. Last 5 seconds here. Good. Come on up into our high knee run. Pumping our arms nice and fast during this run. Here we go. Keep it going. Embrace the jiggle. We all have it. Keep it going, guys. 10 seconds left. Keep breathing. Good. Squat with a side kick. Again, making sure you're leading with that knee to get your thigh up and parallel with the floor before you hinge from the knee into your kick. Looking in the direction that you're kicking. I love these side kicks for working this outside, this glute med, your outer hip. Tends to be weak in a lot of us. It's so good and so important for our stability, especially in single leg movement. Last few seconds, and then into our back widow. I'm gonna do it from the wall this time. You guys feel free to do it from the floor. Feet are about 1 inch away from the wall, leaning against the wall. Pushing into the wall with your elbows and lowering yourself back down. Shoulders down away from your ears. you're having trouble feeling that in your upper back on the floor, try coming up to the wall. It might just be that it's a little too challenging on the floor and your other muscles are all compensating. You should be feeling this in your upper back. Last few seconds. Good, we're starting from the top with our frog jump squats. Last 4 minutes through here, guys. Last time we're gonna cycle through them. Touching the floor, touching the ceiling. Keeping your chest up, not caving over at the waist. You can't quite touch the floor without caving over at the waist, then just don't touch the floor. Just get as low as you can. It's more important that you keep your chest high. Last 10 seconds. Good, into our prisoner walk-ups. In a kneeling position on your mat, hands behind your head. Good, stepping up with one foot, staying low, back down, other foot. Making sure we're staying low the whole time. Good. 15 seconds left, halfway done these. 5 seconds left, and then we're going into our belly push-ups. Good, coming onto your mat, either from toes or knees. Getting yourself set up, here we go. All the way to the floor, slow and controlled. Reach overhead, press yourself back up. Hey. Yeah, can you just wait a sec? Last 10 seconds. Then we're going into our high knee run.
Can you go on
Good. I can zip you. Come on up. If you're a bit lightheaded, take an extra few seconds. Sometimes we get lightheaded going from the floor to standing. Do you need a zip? You got it? Okay. Pumping your arms as fast as you can. Try to get your knees up a little high. Get it. No, that's done. Oh, you're right. Keep it going, guys. Pump your arms. 5 seconds. Into our squat with a side kick. Catching your breath here. Here we go. Squatting low, getting that leg high, and kick. It's okay if you lose your balance a little bit. 15 seconds left. Last 5 seconds, and then we're into our back widow. Last exercise. I'm gonna do mine from the wall again. I bashed my elbow really hard yesterday outside, so it hurts a little bit to be on the floor. Be down on your back on the mat if you can, or against the wall. Driving through your elbows to raise that upper body up. Last 15 seconds, and we'll take a break before we do the next cycle. What are you looking for, Ella? Maybe outside. Last 5 seconds. Driving through those elbows. Good. Take a break, grab a drink of water. Have a walk around so we get our heart rates down a little bit. So you guys keep taking your rest. I'm gonna go through and demo our next round of exercises. Just wanna make sure we didn't lose anybody here. Okay, you guys are still with me. Hopefully the feed's a little bit better now that no one has been joining us halfway through. Okay. So our first exercise, we're gonna start at one end of our mat. We're gonna do high knees as we travel one way and back the other way across our mat. So it'll look like this. Nice high knee at the end and a pause before we travel back across the mat. You'll probably get about 3 high knees in. Just making sure you get that nice little pause before you switch directions. Next is gonna be side winders. You might move your mat around a bit if you try to do it on the mat, so you might wanna step off. So arms are gonna be out in front of us. You can interlace your fingers. We're going to twist to the side into a low lunge. So dropping that knee almost all the way to the floor and then twist the other way. So we're staying nice and low the whole time as we twist our feet back and forth. And then we're gonna come back into our belly push-up. But this time, instead of reaching overhead, we're gonna reach our arms out to the side and pulse our thumbs up towards the ceiling 3 times. So again, I need to move away from my wall a little bit here. So either from your toes or knees, slowly with control, you're gonna lower all the way to the floor, arms to the side, 1, 2, 3 pulses, bring your hands in, push back up. Using our chest and our back for this. And then again, we're gonna come to the end of our mat. We're gonna do a lateral jump, trying to jump the whole length of your mat into a jump squat, back the other way into a jump squat. Lateral jump, getting low, jump squat, lateral jump squat. Back and forth across our mat. Then we're gonna do a frog-legged glute bridge. You guys have probably done glute bridges with me before. Right, a standard glute bridge. You have your heels up close towards your bum, using your glutes to drive your hips to the ceiling. This time we're gonna bring the soles of our feet together. We're gonna do a glute bridge this way. So you'll probably feel this a lot more in your glutes and even the sides of your hips. It takes your hamstrings out of the equation. Your hamstrings can't help you here. So as feet are still nice and close to your bum, we have our soles together and doing it from a frog-legged position. Then the last one is going to be a scapula push-up into a dolphin plank. So we're going to do a scapula push-up from our elbows. So when we do our scapula push-ups, we're using our shoulder blades, and all we're doing is pushing our shoulder blades apart, squeezing them together. So the motion looks like this. So from a plank position, I'm going to push my shoulder blades apart, squeeze them together. Push them apart, squeeze them together. So we're going to combine that with the dolphin plank. So from here, I'm going to push my scapula apart, squeeze them together, come back up, dolphin plank. So we're just raising our hips to the ceiling, back to regular plank, scapula push-up, dolphin plank. This circuit is really going to get into our upper back here. So those are our 6 exercises. We're starting from the top with our side to side, high knees across our mat, a nice pause at the end with a big high knee, and back the other direction. So get yourself set up here. I'm gonna grab one more drink of water. And on the buzzer, we're gonna get started. Here we go. So high knees across your mat, pause. High knee back across your mat and pause. It's important to do that pause to switch, to take your momentum out of it so you don't fall over. 10 seconds left. Then we're going into our side winders. Last one. Good. So hands extended in front of you. Interlacing your fingers. We're twisting side to side, staying low the whole time. Here we go. Twist side to side. Trying to stay as low as you can. 15 seconds left here. This one's challenging. Come up if you need to. Last few seconds. Woo, shake out those legs into our belly push-up, pulsing our thumbs to the sky for 3. Either from your toes or your knees, lower all the way to the floor, arms out to the side, 1, 2, 3, and back up. Come on down, 1, 2, 3, and up. Really think about Squeezing between your shoulder blades to pulse those arms up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. Into our lateral jump with a jump squat. So coming to one side of your mat. Trying to travel the entire distance of your mat if you can. Big jump, jump squat, big jump, jump squat. Keep it going. Big lateral jump into a jump squat. 10 seconds left, and then we're going into our frog-legged glute bridge. Good, so coming down on your mat, soles of your feet are together, heels are close to your bum. Still using our glutes to drive our hips to the ceiling. Should be feeling this more in your glutes than you might in a regular glute bridge. Good, keep it going. And then we're gonna flip over into our scapula push-up to a dolphin plank. Good, so turning over on your mat, doing our scapula push-up from our elbows, and then driving our hips to the ceiling for a dolphin plank. Here we go. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, pressing them away, hips are high. Back to plank. Shoulder blades together, drive them away, plank. Good, keep it going. Last 5 seconds, and then we're gonna start this circuit from the top. Come on up. Starting at one end of your mat, we're doing high knees, side to side across our mat. If you're a bit lightheaded, coming up from the floor, take an extra few seconds here. So, high knees across your mat, pause, high knees back across. Anytime we go from the floor to standing, get a little lightheaded, always take an extra few seconds rest. Let that lightheadedness subside before you join back in. Good, into our side winders. Hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers. Staying low if you can the whole time. Nice and fast. Twisting side to side. Your core is nice and tight to keep your body upright. Staying low in that squat the whole time. Good. Keep it going, guys. This burns. 10 seconds. Keep it going. Last one. Woo. Belly push up. 3 pulses with our arms. Either from your toes or your knees in your push up. You might even find you can lower to the floor on your toes, but then you need to push back up on your knees. That's fine. Because coming out of the bottom of the push-up is the hardest part of the push-up. Squeezing between your shoulder blades for those pulses. Good. Good, solid plank. Good. Into our lateral jump with a jump squat. Jumping side to side across our mat. Again, take an extra few seconds if you're a little lightheaded. Here we go. Big jump, jump squat. I'll get you guys hair clips as soon as I'm done exercising, okay? 15 seconds left. Okay. Last 5 seconds. Then we're into our frog-legged glute bridge. Coming down on your mat. Soles of your feet together. Heels are close to your bum. Hands are on the floor, but you're not pressing into the floor with your hands. All that's happening is you're using your butt to drive your hips to the ceiling. And always hold a child across your pelvis too. You want to make this a little bit more challenging. Make it weighted. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys at the start of the workout. This is going to be a body weight workout. Okay, into our scapular push-up to a dolphin plank. From your elbows. Nice solid plank position. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Push them away. Hips up. Back to your plank. Squeeze shoulder blades. Push them away into a plank. Making sure the movement is slow and controlled. 10 seconds left. Then we're going to start this circuit from the top one more time. Good. Come on up. We're doing our side to side high knees. Again, take an extra few seconds if you need to. Otherwise, join in with me. Here we go. Nice pause at the side. Back the other way. Getting those feet going as fast as you can. Knees high. Last 10 seconds here. And into our side winders. Whew. So arms extended in front of you. Interlace your fingers. Last time we have to do this one. Moving nice and quick, staying low. This one burns, but power through. 15 more seconds. You can do anything for 15 seconds. Just keep it going. Whew. Last 5 seconds. Whew. Into our belly push-ups with 3 pulses. Here we go, nice solid plank position. All the way to the floor. 1, 2, 3, and up. Squeezing between your shoulder blades for those pulses. Nice and slow and controlled on the lower. Good plank position as you push yourself back up. Keep it going, guys. Last one. Good. Lateral jumps for the jump squat. Again, make sure you have your breath caught. You're not lightheaded, but before you get started. Here we go. Big jump, jump squat. Last 15 seconds. Trying to travel the whole length of your mat if you can. Last one. Good. Frog-legged glute bridge. Down on your mat. 2 more exercises here, guys. We'll take a break. Using those glutes. Drive your hips to the ceiling. Hands are nice and relaxed on the floor. Holding it at the top for a split second. Getting those hips high. Good, almost done. And then our last one is our scapular push-up to a dolphin plank. So turning over on your mat from your elbows, making sure you're really thinking about pushing away with those shoulder blades and squeezing them back together as tight as you can. A back heavy workout today, which is always fun because back work can be hard to do without equipment. Last few seconds. Good. That's our timer, guys. Take a break, grab a drink of water. Walk around a little bit. We want our heart rates down before we come onto our mat for our core work. So, same idea with our core exercises. We have 6 exercises, 30 seconds on with a 10-second break, but we're only cycling through it twice. So our first one are flutter kicks. So on your back, you're gonna have your hands under your bum to support your low back, legs extended. We're just doing little kicks. So you wanna make sure you're imprinting your spine down onto your mat, making sure you have a solid connection with your lower back to your mat. That might mean your flutter kicks happen here, might mean your flutter kicks happen here. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just make sure your back isn't arching off the floor. Then we're gonna have our next one is a single leg lower. So we're gonna lower one leg, back to center, lower the other leg, back to center, hip up. So using our abs to drive our heels to the ceiling. And then back to one leg lower, other leg lower, hip up. Then we're gonna come up into a V-sit. So when we do our V-sits, it's really important that our back stays straight. So you're not doing a V-sit this way, it's here. Using your abs to keep your back nice and straight. Your feet can either be on the floor or in the air. We're gonna do big arm circles with our arms. You can start with your feet in the air if you wanna try it, and always drop them down to the floor at any time. Then we're gonna turn over into a plank position. We're gonna do a cross-body mountain climber. So bringing our one knee across to our opposite elbow. And then we're gonna hover it there, drop our knee down to the mat, slide it back up, back to plank. Other knee to elbow, drop your knee down to the mat, slide it back up, back to plank. If that gets a little too challenging, you can always just do a regular cross-body mountain climber and take out that slide of the knee. Then we're gonna turn over onto our backs again. We're gonna have our knees up at tabletop, and then we're gonna turn so our knees are out and our feet or our heels are together. We're gonna raise our upper body off the floor and pulse from side to side. Trying to keep those legs high. Trying to get your shoulder blades off the floor. Are you guys going outside? Okay. So then our last one is a Superman. So we're gonna be flat on our backs, flat on our stomachs. Sorry, give me a second here, guys. Do you need help with those mitts? No, you got them? Okay, so we're gonna be on our stomachs. We're gonna do a regular Superman. So we're lifting our stomachs, or our arms and legs up off the floor. But we're gonna have our arms down at our sides. So instead of extending overhead, we're gonna have our arms down at the sides of our body. Okay, Declan, you need to give me a minute. So we're going to have our arms down at the side of our body. We're gonna raise our arms and legs off the floor at the same time. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. We're gonna rotate so our palms are facing down towards the floor, back up to the ceiling, and back down. Rotate. Again, we're getting into our upper back here a little bit, squeezing between your shoulder blades as you get your upper body up off the floor. So those are our 6 exercises. We're starting with our flutter kick. So on your back, hands under your bum, lowering your legs as far down to the floor as you can get. So on the buzzer, little kicks with our feet. Here we go. So lowering your legs as far as you can, making sure that lower back is imprinted, pressing down into the mat. Even if you start down here, when you start to feel yourself come up off the mat, just bring your legs up a little higher. Good. Might help if you lift your head up off the mat and look at your belly button, or you can have your head flat on the mat, whatever's more comfortable for you. Keep it going. Last few seconds. Now keep bringing your legs up to tabletop, alternating leg drops into a hip up. Here we go, dropping one foot down, nice and controlled. Other foot down, and hip up. What's wrong, Declan? What's wrong? Your mitt's not on. Okay, come here. Keep it going, guys. Dropping one leg down, then the other, into a hip up. Driving those heels to the ceiling. Good. Coming up into a V-sit with an arm circle. So feet are either on the mat or in the air, whatever works for you. Big circles with your arms, keeping your back as straight as possible. Dropping your feet down to the mat at any time. Abs are in tight, keeping that back nice and straight. After this, we're going to do our cross-body mountain climbers with a knee slide. Last 5 seconds. So turning over into a plank position. Bringing your knee across to the opposite elbow and then sliding it down to the floor and then back up. Here we go, bringing it across, drop it to the floor, slide it back to plank position, other side. Anytime we do our planks, making sure you're tilting that pelvis under your body slightly. Protect that low back. Good, keep it going, 10 seconds left. Last few seconds. Good. Coming onto our back again. Knees at tabletop, heels are together, knees are out to the side. Hands down at your side. Coming up and alternating side to side reaches. Good. Do our Supermans with an arm rotation after this. And we're starting it one more time from the top. 10 seconds left. Try to keep your shoulder blades off the floor if you can. Good. Turning over on your mat for your Supermans. Arms are at your side, palms facing up. Coming up, rotating your palms down to the floor, back up. You can stay up in your Superman and just keep rotating if you want, or come down in between each rep. Keeping your shoulders down, away from your ears, rotating those hands. After this, we're starting from the top with our flutter kicks. So turning over onto your back, making sure that spine is imprinted in your mat. Pressing it down, hands under your bum. Lowering your legs as far as you can while maintaining that contact with your low back. Mine's starting to come off a bit, so I'm gonna bring my legs up here. Keep it going, almost done. Last 5 seconds. Good, so staying on your back, we're doing a single leg lower into a hip up. Dropping your legs down if you need a quick break. Let's get set up. Dropping one foot down, back to center. Other foot, back to center, hip up. That leg lower is slow and controlled. Keep breathing. Last 5 seconds. Yes, Isla? Coming into a V-sit with arm circles. Here we go. Feet either on the mat or in the air. Nice, big, slow, controlled circles. "15 seconds. And we're into our crossbody mountain climbers with a knee slide. Coming over on your mat. in a high plank position. These ones are challenging, so if you need to take out the knee slide at any time, go ahead and do that. So knee to the opposite elbow, drop it to the mat, back up, high plank, other side. Halfway done. You got this, guys. Keep it going. 5 seconds. Okay, into our side-to-side reaches. So on your back, legs up, heels together, drop your knees out to the side. Come on up. Try to get your shoulder blades off the floor with each reach. After this, we're doing our Supermans and we're done. Last 10 seconds here. Keep it going. Good. So onto your stomach now. Arms are down at your sides, palms facing the ceiling. Come on up. Rotate your palms to the floor, back to the ceiling, and down. Keep it going. Last 30 seconds. And then we'll have 10, 15 minutes or so of yoga.
Activity completed.
Whew, that's it, guys. Good job. That was a challenging one. So grab a drink of water, get yourself set up. We've got about 12 minutes here to do some yoga. So hopefully the feed got a little bit better once people stop joining us. I see there's still some people with us, so must mean that you guys were able to continue following along here. So we're going to get started with our yoga at the front of the mat. Standing with your toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale as you reach your arms overhead. And exhale as you fold forward. We're just going to hold this forward fold for a second, stretching into those hamstrings. You can grab the opposite elbow and just let your head hang. If it feels good for you, you can bend one knee and the other, or just keep this fold. Trying to fold from the hips. So we initiate the fold by driving our hips back and then bringing our chest down. Bring your hands to the mat. We're going to heel toe our feet to the edge of the mat. And forward fold from here.
Mommy?
Yeah?
Me and Dad were wanting to wash our leggings. So first, I added the water today. Something in there.
So bringing your toe, Isla, I'm doing some yoga right now. So bringing your toes out to the side, we're gonna sink our hips down here. Bringing your palms together, knees are on your elbows, and you're trying to push your elbows ever so slightly out to the side. Hands back to the floor, hips up, back into your forward fold. Feet are about max width. Again, pointing your toes out to the side and sinking down. It feels nice to rock from side to side. You can do that, pressing your elbows into your knees. Releasing your hands back down to the mat. Heel toe your feet back in together. We're gonna bend our knees so that we can put our feet on our hands. So your big toes are up at your wrist creases. We're going to try to extend our knees from here. They'll probably stay bent, which is fine. Stretching into our hamstrings as well as our wrists. We did a lot of push-up position today, a lot of planking, so this should feel nice on your wrists. Good. Releasing that, hands to the mat. We're gonna step our left foot back. We're in a high plank, dropping that left knee to the floor, raising our arms overhead. You can either bring your hands to your knee to really stretch into that left hip flexor, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, bring your hands to your low back and give a little bit of a push. I'm like having my hands on my knee here. Just sinking your hips forward here. Breathing and relaxing into that hip flexor here. All those high knees, kicks, leg lowers, and our ab work, all of that stuff really works into our hip flexors, so we should feel really nice. Coming forward and releasing your hands down to your mat now. We're gonna press our hips back to stretch into the hamstring on that right leg. So trying to keep your hips level, pulling your right hip back a little bit and sending your left hip forward. You can either keep your foot on the mat or pick your toes up, which will get you a little bit more of a stretch into your calves. Bring your chest down towards your thigh. Shifting your weight forward again, stretching into that hip flexor one more time. And pressing back to stretch into that hamstring. Coming forward again, hands on the mat, tucking your left toes under, come into a high lunge, and then step your right foot back so you're in a plank. Pressing your hips to the ceiling for a down dog. We're gonna take a second here and bend one knee and then the other to really stretch into your calves. Good. Now we're gonna step our left foot forward between our hands and do the same thing on the other side. Dropping your right knee down to the mat, extending your arms overhead, and then bringing them either to that left knee or to your low back and giving yourself a little bit of a push if you want to go a little bit deeper into that right hip flexor. Pressing a little bit farther, letting those hips drop just a little bit closer to the mat. Breathing here and relaxing. My hip flexors always get really tight, so I love doing these ones. Now bringing your hands to the mat, pressing your hips back to stretch into your left hamstring. Again, thinking about pulling your left hip back and sending your right hip forward to keep your hips nice and square. Belly button coming down towards the thigh. Bringing your toes up to stretch a bit more into that calf. Coming forward, back into your low lunge. Stretching into that hip flexor one more time. And pressing back one more time into our hamstring stretch, our half splits. Now coming forward, hands to the mat, tucking your right toes under to a high lunge. Stepping back to a plank and pressing your hips back up to down dog again. Again, let's bicycle one knee and then the other. Now drop your knees down to the mat. We're gonna take a child's pose. You can either have your knees together or spread out wide, whatever's comfortable for you. Extending your arms up towards the top of your mat, forehead on your mat. Coming back up to table, we're going to extend our hands up towards the top of the mat and drop our elbows down to the mat. So trying to keep your hips directly over your knees. From here, we're going to try to drop our chest down towards the mat. You can either have your forehead on the mat or lift your head up and look up towards the front of your mat to get a little bit more of a stretch in through your upper back. We did a lot of upper back work today, so this should feel really good. Keep breathing here. If you're looking towards the front of your mat, bring your forehead back down onto your mat. We're going to walk our hands back and come into table on all fours. Extending our right arm out to the side, bring it underneath our body and come down to rest on that right shoulder. You can either stay here or extend your left arm up and bring it around your back, hooking it on your right thigh to twist a little bit more. Releasing that, we're going to come back up to table. Same thing on the other side. Left arm extends to the side, bring it under your body and come to rest on your left shoulder. You can extend your right arm up to the ceiling and hook it on your left thigh to twist a little bit more. Coming back up to table, we're going to just swing our legs around to come into a seated position. I'm going to bend our left knee, so our left ankle is coming over by our right bum cheek, and then we're going to cross our right leg over, so our right heel is by our left knee. Right hand behind your back, raise your arm up to the ceiling, your left arm, and hook your elbow around your knee, around your right knee, and twist to look over your right shoulder. Coming back to face center, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just uncrossing your legs, doing the same thing on the other side. Left knee is crossed, or left foot is crossed over the right knee. Left hand behind you, right arm extended, and bring your right arm across, hooking it on your left knee and pulling your left knee across your body while you look over your shoulder. Coming to face forward again. Uncross your legs, hugging your knees into your chest, and we're going to slowly lower down onto our backs, giving your low back a bit of a massage here. Circling your knees one direction, then the other.
Mom,
Yeah?
Stefan was throwing rocks.
Oh, that's not very nice of him. Okay, I'll be out in just a second, okay?
But
I need to finish this now. So pulling your right knee into your chest, we're going to extend the left leg down to the floor. And we're going to pull that right knee across our body as we look over our left shoulder, or our right shoulder. And if you're able to, you can reach down with your right hand, grabbing your left foot to stretch into the quad on the left side as we twist our right knee across our body. This is one of my favorite stretches. Feels good on the back, feels good on the legs. So releasing that left leg, hugging your right knee into your chest. We're going to come back to center, bringing your left knee in to meet your right, extending your right leg down to the floor. Same thing on the other side. Pulling that right or that left knee across your chest, and then reaching down with your right hand, or sorry, your left hand, and grabbing your right foot to stretch into the quad on the right leg.
Mommy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right here.
Thanks, Anna.
How much time did you leave it on?
Almost done.
You got 30 seconds.
Just wait, okay? So releasing that right foot, back to center, hugging both knees into the chest one more time. And you can slowly rock yourself back up to seated. And that's our workout for today, guys. I'm really sorry that it was kind of choppy at the beginning. I don't know why every time someone joined, it was kicking me out, but hopefully the feed got better and you guys were able to we're able to copy along and follow along with what was going on. I'll have the recording posted on YouTube soon, and thanks again for coming to my first workout of the subscription service. So thanks for joining me. I will put a link up on the Facebook page to a little post-workout hang if anyone wants to join me for coffee. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.